All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody watching this video. This is PR Corey. The name of this video is Core Truth Episode 1 Flat Earth Realism Plot Twist. Um, Basically, this is picking up from yesterday. Um, yeah, and I'm going to just get straight into it, man. I got some, basically, you can read the description and everything. I got something wrote in the description. You can read that down there below. If you want a better description as far as what the summary of this video is supposed to be encompassing, but I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. So the description basically is the introduction.
Historians are not all in agreement about the definition of civilization. Historians are not all in agreement about the definition of civilization. Historians are not all in
To those out there who wonder why I just replayed that 3 times, I did that on purpose. That's a black man that you see right there. I'm not just making this video for no reason. You can look at the features of certain, it's common sense from the areas, the habitats that certain people are from, what races, if you want to use that word, or ethnicities, certain people were from, basically certain geographies. Now, when it comes to this whole flight thing, the reason why the title is what it is and the previous title was what it was is not to troll, not at all. I'm not a troller. Everything I do, I have facts. I wouldn't be talking like I'm talking just for no reason. Now, I'm not bringing up the race thing just for no reason, but it is highly important because once upon me saying what I'm saying and displaying my thought process that I am having currently, maybe one might be able to comprehend where I'm coming from as far as the whole race thing that I'm bringing up and as far as why the world is like it is, which a lot of people have already been saying for the longest that we were powerful, we were this, we were that in the past, and whatever happened, something happened. I don't know. One thing that's a law in nature is everything that goes up comes down. And that's a fact, and that same thing applies to everything, even kingdoms, systems, everything that gets built, one day it comes down. And the only things that we really see defined that is stuff that they build, like, of course, pyramids, stuff that's built to defy that essence. But we're not talking about literal terms like that. But we was actually the people who, were said to have built those. Besides the ones in Bosnia, the Bosnian pyramids, I don't know of any white pyramids that's in the European region. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let this play a little bit more and let this video just speak on, what it's saying, because it's going to talk about the technology, the portals and all of that stuff that people have obviously been talking about. Other so-called truthers have been talking about this stuff as if it's conclusive and real on a daily basis in the past. So we got to consider everything that we've been talking about and others have been talking about, because I'm not looping around.
in agreement about the definition of civilization. But most accept the view that a civilization is a culture which has attained a degree of complexity, usually characterized by urban life. In other words, a civilization is a culture capable of sustaining a substantial number of specialists to cope with the economic, social, political, and religious needs of a populous society. Other characteristics usually present in a civilization include writing systems to keep records, monumental architecture present in a civilization.
Look, I'm not just saying that just to say that as far as them being black. those The even without the color of the skin, which is obviously that looks like somebody that could be us from over here. Us as African Americans, we wonder what we cut. That's what the label they put on us, Black African Americans. I'm just saying that for lack of better terms, but we're brown colored people, earth colored people, earth people. I'm trying to think of a name to give us. We sit up and trying to go backwards and do all it. Why don't we just come up with something that's so new? We not creative, man, and that's part of our problem. But people don't get that. And I'm trying to get people to realize that. And then you got the other people who want to come in and say it's the labels that separates us. That's what everybody is. Look, man, don't everybody got names? If we start just calling each other human being, how are we gonna identify each other? Yeah, everybody is a human being, man. But the creator even itself divided things. Everything is one, but at the same time it's different. And that's for a reason. So if the creator does that, what make you think it's something wrong with us doing? Because I see blue roses or blue flowers, red flowers, all different colored flowers. It's different colors on the rainbow. It's different species of all different type of animals. So I mean, at the end of the day, this is something that's when we create different divisors to help. A divisor is something that helps organize something. You don't want something just like vomit, just all thrown out there, just thrown up and out there. No, that's not organized. That's all. That's part of what separates us from the animal kingdom. If we thought like animals, 100%, the world wouldn't be necessarily in a better place. If we thought like animals, we would be like animals and eat animals, like which we already do. But I'm just saying, if we thought like animals in the fullest essence, it'd just be way worse if we was in nature and everything. We'll be eating each other, is what I'm getting at. Because animals, they eat themselves in the wild, a lot of them. So, anyway, man, what I'm saying right now, as far as this is black people, the texture of their hair alone. That's Negro hair. That's Nigerian hair, or however one wants to. That's coiled hair at the end of the day. This is something, and this is extremely relevant, extremely important because I want people to think about how many different essences in Egypt do you see the hair. It's actually like they tried to cover up the hair or something in Egypt. Like they never tried to show their hair or something. Most of the stuff either got pharaoh heads and the pharaoh and the drawings that you do see of the people, um, they usually got some type of hair covering or something on. I'm not saying that there is none. You do see some Negro type of hair, actually even statues that look something like this in Egypt. Uh, and this is important, man. See, everything that others have been saying, other flat, not everything, but there's another flat earther, especially, who has been saying stuff about this being fake. That's fake. Everything is fake. Everything is fake to him. And at the end of the day, man, that's what I'm saying. We have to slow down our thought process. Just because you read up something that sound logical as far as the questioning aspect behind it, if you ain't do your own hands-on research, there's nothing that you can, you're not providing accurate evidence. You know, you got to go to them pyramids to prove that they fake. You know, and when you got to do different stuff. Like, and what I'm saying, excuse me, is that these different aspects of history and everything, when you really look at the intelligence aspect of it, um, you will get why certain stuff happens. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this play. Think about Nazi Germany, like I just talked about yesterday, because like I say, this all ties in full circle together. These is black people that you see right here. The style that this is drawn or created in is also, they put the wings. I don't know the name of that guy, but it carries a bag. And I brought this up when I was on the panel one time. He carries like a bag down here, this bag type of thing. And at the end of the day, has wings on his back, and they somewhat call these the Anunnaki, some of them. And the thing is, man, the niggas, that kind of sound like I've heard people say Nagini and stuff like that and brought that up. What people got to realize, man, and when they say something special about a Christ, a person to wake up the people and stuff like that, that's why my video is the title that it is, because I'm thinking outside the box, While everybody else just, you know, some knowledge got put out here, a movement got started up out of the blue. A flat earth movement got started up out of the blue. And next thing you know, the whole, and nobody stops to think, maybe that's a psyop in some type of way. I'm not saying that it is 100%, but I'd be darned if somebody try to tell me I ain't got evidence to show its holes within it. Because I got plenty of holes within the arc. I ain't saying that I'm proving a curve of no earth, but one thing that I am telling you, and I can prove you, is there's some holes within the flat earth and the arguments that we use. I mean, and it's right there, but not as right there as far as in front of you, but I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah, these features are Nigerian. These are Nigerian people. I just last time talked about the Indians and the Indian aspect, the aspect of flight. Like I just said, the Anunnaki, the wings right there look just like these people right here, except they're winged. Flight, Indian. India is not too far away from there. The first person to discover flight or create flight within this age was actually from somebody from India again. As far as ancient flight technology, one of the main places that we hear about it from is the Vimana, which is India. And that's a fact. I just briefly went over that last video.
Include writing systems to keep records, monumental architecture in place of simple buildings, and art that is no longer merely decorative.
That's it right there.
All these characteristics of civilization first appeared in Sumeria. The history of Sumeria is filled with irrevocable inventions, controversial texts, and fantastic architecture. They are also responsible for some remarkable innovations that include writing, timekeeping, mathematical theories, scientific instruments, and exact star maps, to name a few. Incredible discoveries at the Royal Library of Ashurbanipal in Nineveh, where 15,000 clay tablets were found, revealed their mythology to us for the first time. Most archaeologists initially accepted that these were merely myths and attached little importance to them other than giving insight into the mythos religious beliefs of the ancient Sumerians. But when the cuneiform was decoded, Sumerian scholars realized these writings contained highly detailed stories of a bewildering pantheon of gods and goddesses that number in the hundreds or even thousands. The texts also revealed precise information on a range of topics that should not have been possible for a civilization at the initial stages of its development, with no apparent predecessor civilization to borrow from. Where could they have gained this detailed knowledge? Some scholars of the Middle East suggest that the Sumerians provided a clear answer for its ultimate source. Most of these cuneiform tablets relate stories of the Sumerians interacting with their gods. They revealed that all their knowledge came from the Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came, who were not only teachers for the Sumerians, but also played a role in creating humanity. Gateway superstitions of the Near East. Sumerians, Hebrews, Hittites, Babylonians, Assyrians, and others believed that gateways on Earth symbolized celestial openings through which dark influences and light influences seek entry. It was, therefore, essential to use imitative magic.
You want to know a little trick to make all the women chase you?
magic for protection against undesirable entities at homes and cities. Smaller versions of protection deities guarded individual home entries, while colossal transgenic creatures flanked city gates and palace entries to keep unwanted forces from coming through those portals. They were often accompanied by winged spirits holding magic devices atop protective statuettes. Gateways, stargates, represented on Earth in Assyrian archways were built using elaborate construction ceremonies and blessed by names of good omens. Stargates in ancient Iraq. As of yet, there is no acceptable proof of these devices existing. However, there is a wealth of evidence from many sources that lead one to believe they may have had similar technology. A renowned Sumerian seal displays a Sumerian god looking from a gateway of his world into our world. Seemingly, this god is on a staircase drifting away from the person who has his eyes on the seal. Shimmering and gleaming water columns are strangely gathered around the emerging god. A stela from the Temple of Nabu also provides evidence of strange devices, evidence of ancient technology from the Near East. The king seems to be wearing a modern-era wristwatch. His index finger appears to be pressing a button of some sort. Strangely, the emblem around his neck matches the design of the Knights Templar. Author Elizabeth Vey has written several books on the ancient Sumerian gods and kings and their alleged use of stargates in ancient times. One of her main conclusions is that there is a stargate in the Euphrates River, but it has been buried under the ruins of the Mesopotamian city of Eridu for thousands of years. Vey also states that the biblical verse in chapter 9 of the book of Revelations speaks of this stargate. The verse reads, "Then the fifth angel sounded his trumpet, and I saw a star that had fallen from heaven to earth, and it was given the key to the pit of the abyss. The star opened the pit of the abyss, and smoke rose out of it like the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air were darkened by the smoke from the pit and out of the smoke." Could these...
See, what I take from that is like the star of Bethlehem, and that the star is like Jesus or something, being personified right there. Like the Star of Bethlehem, if you look at the Star of Bethlehem, like I was saying, it literally looked like it was coming down to the ground, over time. The whole conjunction. If people don't know what the Star of Bethlehem is, that's the great conjunction that just passed, the great conjunction of both Jupiter and Saturn. And then after that, we had the triple conjunction a couple of weeks later, which was the inclusion of Mercury, which those are the three planets that my work has been covering, and it's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna let this play.
These ancient gateways also be seen as the places through which the gods arrive. A portion of the Babylonian text known as the Epic of Creation relates that the first gateway of the gods was constructed in Babylon by the gods themselves. The Anunnaki, the rank and file gods, were ordered to construct the gateway of the gods. Let its brickwork be fashioned. Its shem shall be in the designated place. For 2 years the Anunnaki toiled, applied molded bricks, until they raised high the tops of Eshagila, house of great gods, and built the stage tower as high heaven. Your great house is founded in the Abzu, the great mooring post of heaven and earth. The Lord established a shrine, a holy shrine, whose interior is elaborately constructed. He found a shrine in the sea, a holy shrine whose interior is elaborately built. The shrine, whose interior is a tangled thread, is beyond understanding. It was a doorway of sorts, a gate to the netherworld, which was, in reality, an entrance to outer space, and it had at least one, which was The shrine, whose interior is a tangled thread, is beyond understanding. It was a doorway of sorts, a gate to the netherworld, which was, in reality, an entrance to outer space, and it had a elaborately built. The shrine, whose interior is a tangled thread, is beyond understanding. It was a doorway of sorts, a gate to the netherworld, which was...
That's what I was looking for right there. A gate to the netherworld. I don't know whether people know what the netherworld means, but the netherworld is the underworld, which is that's what I've been talking about. It's not 100% what my whole work is, encompassing, but people have to realize when we talk about the earth is what we view up here, this air that we live, it's the middle grounds. That's why on my work, number 2 and number 7 is in the middle. It's the halfway point. 2 and 7 equals 5 when you as far as the counter space in between them. That's why I put them, because air is what we're in. That's the midst of our reality. When we breathe, air is what fills the midst of our body. It's the middle element. So we walking in the midst of air. Whatever is up above, all I know is that heat rises. Fire, if you light a fire, flames always going, just like water, sure as heck seeks its level. Flames is always going to spike up. That's just a fact. They're not going to ever go to the side. They're going to always seek height. Water seeks level, fire seeks height. Because water technically is just going down constantly. It's never, it's something that, I mean, it's when it's seeking is, seeks its level, So, but the nether world, that's the underworld, which is dealing with under that water. I just talked yesterday about the graven image aspect of things. And I'm going to go back in. All of this ties back in together, like I keep on saying. Because I'm not saying that I rock 100% with what's going on and what's said in that Bible, but it's common sense. And nobody can, especially somebody who got a debateful mindset, can debate with what I'm saying if they are somebody who clearly goes on themselves and talks about so much stuff and then went through so many presidents and said, this president was the Antichrist. Every president that we've had, the past 3 presidents, somebody then brought up, how they the Antichrist. You can't debate me on that, for, thinking and going down the road of thought I'm going down. So at the end of the day, this whole underworld aspect keep on coming up for whatever reason. When we talk about holes, portals, and all of this different type of stuff, and it's connected up to the stars, the as above, so below thing. But like I say, everything loops back around for me to explain it. As far as my understanding and the comprehension I'm coming to, one will argue about other stuff that's happening in this day, like it's really happening. And the Bible is a plan, and well, that doesn't put what I'm saying right now and throughout this video beyond that.
Was, in reality, an entrance to outer space, and it had at least one exit. While these theories and interpretations may seem somewhat fanciful, Einstein's theory of relativity theoretically established the possibility of collapsing and connecting 2 regions of spacetime to create a wormhole that would enable us to move between vast distances at up to 10 times beyond understanding. It was a doorway of sorts, elaborately constructed. He found a shrine in the sea, a holy shrine, and built the stage tower as high heaven. Your great house is founded in the Abzu, the great mooring post of heaven and earth. The Lord established a shrine, a holy shrine, whose interior is elaborately constructed. He found a shrine in the sea, a holy shrine whose interior is elaborately built. The shrine, whose interior is a tangled thread, is beyond understanding. It was a doorway of sorts, a gate to the netherworld, which was, in reality, an entrance to outer space, and it had at least one exit. While these theories and interpretations may seem somewhat fanciful, Einstein's theory of relativity theoretically established the possibility of collapsing and connecting two regions of spacetime to create a wormhole that would enable us to move between vast distances at up to 10 times faster than the speed of light. From this perspective, the possible existence of portals in the ancient world becomes a matter of technology rather than superstition or mythology. Are we getting closer to obtaining this technology? The Large Hadron Collider is going to change our perception of reality and the cosmos. By colliding beams of subatomic particles at high energy, conditions just after the Big Bang will be created. This would allow particles from other dimensions to enter into our reality through mini wormholes or stargates from different dimensions and timelines. This gigantic experiment could prove string theory, which suggests extra dimensions like invisible rooms exist, but we just can't see them. So the principles behind stargates as a form of time travel technology are generally well known to scientists and feasible, albeit for advanced technologies that are not yet available to the general public. However, many top-secret projects are now researching and learning about advanced technologies such as time travel, stargates, teleportation, invisibility, and the likes. Previously, these shortcuts were only
I was sitting up here with this thing muted this whole time, man, thinking that I'm talking. I can't stand when that happens. What I was saying, man, is so far everything that you have seen is black history. You have seen no European at all. No European, and that is highly important. I'm not just bringing it up just to be a Kemet type of person. I'm not doing that. I'm a very centered aspect type of person. And that's what people really need to realize. I'm a very central aspect person. I'm not teeter or tottering to either side. Excuse me. At the end of the day, I bring it up for a specific reason because, like I say, it's all circling back to one point. At the end of the day, what you see is black people here. That's just a fact. And what you see is that some of the people in this age, so-called truth speakers and truth seekers, who question everything, will tell you that, will have the audacity to tell you that every stone carving that you see is fake. That all of this stone stuff, all of the stone work is fake, and that Masons made it. Apparently, just because Masons have their hands in something, that makes it incorrect, that makes it false. I think not. And that's why I say y'all niggas still using the number system until y'all stop using that. And until y'all can debunk that, which the number system is what rules this world. And guess what? The Freemasons got their ties in that. I'll show that shortly. Proving that. It's, so and we using that, and that's factual based. The truth is discoverable behind that system of numbers. I'm not saying that Masons built the number system. I'm saying at the end of the day, they have kept it alive. They might not have discovered it, but they've kept it alive. They've preserved it, and put that on the forefront. Even though everybody say everything is secretive. If everything was really 100 meant to be a secret, we would be using some other number system. Because through this number system, I've been able to discover a truth that you can't do it with no other number system. But we ain't talking about that right now. Like I say, specifically, all of these stone monuments that you see are of Black origin. I just said and went over the fact that these are Black texture hair. There's no other texture hair that coils up like that. That's just a fact. Furthermore, the engravings that were colored literally the same color as me. Indians are also around that color. What color did they say that Jesus was really supposed to be, as far as his description in the Bible? I'm not saying he was real. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying, if it was people back then who had something, if we talking about all of this technology that they had back then and stuff, what make you think that they didn't have some type of technology that could see into the future? What do you see about everything? I hear y'all say everything about witches casting spells. I also hear y'all say everything about what they put on TV, what they put in these cartoons. Y'all, it'd be real. You'll hear all of these people get on these panels and say this stuff, repeat this same rhetoric that they always say, People say this. And that's a fact. I've heard people say this countless times. Y'all, they put all type of codes and messages and stuff inside of these movies, inside of these. Y'all sit up and talk about it, some of y'all. I was just thinking of something important with that and lost it, but at the end of the day, golly, I was thinking of something so important, man. I can't remember exactly what I was thinking, man. They put all of these coded messages in these movies and stuff like that, and y'all will concur with that. It's golly, I can't remember what the heck I was saying. I'll be trying to say it out loud to give me re-spark, but I can't. Anyway, man, like I said, I said when before I had the mic muted, but I'm pretty much done with this section of this video right here. I can go to the other aspects of the video or other video and pull that up to proceed into my next point. I'm trying to remember what I was saying, man, because that was important. It really was. I know I was saying they put all of these messages in these video in the not music. Anyway, I'm gonna let it go, man. Obviously.
Only
yeah. Perspective, good G-Day. Are you a flat earther? Like I say, read the pretty much the introduction is at the bottom, so you can read that Am I a flat earther? I lean closer to that side based why on what I witness in real life. I literally witness, and I feel like I'm really in the best position for people actually to, because I'm not conclusive 100% and just jumping to with something and rocking with something just because everybody else rocking with it, which is what a lot of people I realize is doing. At the end of the day, what I realize in life is that water is level. That's a fact. I realize that. I see that. But am I a flat earther just conclusively and stopping at that? When I see other stuff that points also and shows me other evidence of something, that's something that's it needs to be looked into. I'm not going to just stop at the term. It's something going on that needs to be questioned. Is all I can say. I'm an ex flat earther. I get you on that. I get that. Wait, flat earth realism? This a contradiction in terms. There is no working model for a flat earth. That alone should tell you a lot. I hear you, man. I hear you. Like I say, I'm here to show facts today. So like I always do, and just look into it. Hold on. That should, yeah. All right. I'm bringing up everything that I'm bringing up for a reason, and people are going to get that. These are the Nazca lines that you're looking at right here. He's zooming out of them and he's showing this math wouldn't work out. This wouldn't work out on the globe like this if this wasn't, and what this proves and shows as well is the work of, like, you're basically like when you trace those lines, those are literally drawings. It's just like tracing a drawing. When you trace those lines, which is what they're doing right there, and you're tracing over the drawings that they literally outlay, all you doing is tracing behind the knowledge that the ancestors had. So if people picking up on what I'm saying and this is extremely important for all of the flat earthers out there. That's where I'm saying with the Nazca lines aspect, that's why I say plot twist. People have to think about it. So when it comes to this whole, you got to really think. Now, what I'm saying, this is where the plot twist comes in. The flat earth and everything, as it got brought to us, it came out of nowhere. Pay attention to the stuff. A lot of people at one point was questioning whether it was a psyop. And that's a fact. Flat earthers at one point was quit. Now you had some that's so strict on it, and faithful to it and everything, and can't think outside of the box. Was so happy they discovered something that was against the Illuminati, and so many people was rocking with it, and people were so-called waking up. They used it as a stepping stool. A lot of people just to bring people into waking them up. And at the end of it, whether it was truthful or not, and they argued the facts that they heard other people say, which is what a lot of flat earthers do. That's why you hear a lot of people get on panels and they repeat what they hear the next person and already see the same old flat earth rhetoric, the same stuff that everybody going down. But I'm showing people where people ain't got all most of these flat earth I can almost say all of them don't even know about the Nazca lines. Don't even know, and you know how I know that? Because the top dog ain't even know about the Nazca lines. Sanchez did not know about the Nazca lines. I've been talking about the Nazca lines for a year now. That's crazy, so the top flat earthers themselves didn't know about the Nazca lines. And guess who created the Nazca lines? It was black people, man. Guess who built Teotihuacan? The pyramid. Black people, man. That's why they tell you they don't know who. If everything that when they tell you they don't know who did it, it's so mysterious. How come black people was from that region? I mean, people have to think. But what I'm displaying to you is at the end of the day, what did I just go over yesterday about the whole flight aspect? What was displayed in that article? What did we see? What do we see every day within this world? We see people fighting for the position of what? Being first. I was the first to do that. I was the first to do this. Whether they was or not. Now, the person who was the first to do something, they got the damn right to defend what they was first doing. That's anybody who first doing something. You was the first to do it. You stand your ground on what you did first. That's how it's supposed to be. But motherfuckers who come up behind people and wanna, which happens straight up, which this happened in the past. It ain't just about being first. It's also about intelligence and power itself. So think about the technology that they was just talking about right then. Or he said within I played that video for a reason. The man said, maybe are we rediscovering this technology? Okay. What's my answer to that? I'll say yeah. You want to know why I say yeah? Because look at the world around us, man. I'm looking at a computer screen. I think a lot of us is so asleep and we so numb to the world that we living in. We take it like, that's why I said we take everything for granted. We think this is nature to us. If everything got shut down, which we saw part of it, which when Texas, that little situation happened there. But when people lights get shut down and people can't use technology and all of this stuff, we got a screen right here, dude. You know, they go crazy. You got a screen right here. You can see the whole world on a simple screen and just typing in literally what you want. You can visualize your imagination. We no longer go inside ourselves to get answers. We go on Google to get answers. We don't go inside ourselves for our imaginations to get our images. We go on Google Images to get our imagination visualized. Okay. I imagine what I drew just comes out to be as a fact. Ties into something, 4.5 ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, partner. Look, one key for the flat earth, one quick thing for flat earthers that people got to explain too. Look, we say that the flat earth as well, if this was looking from the top and this was an AE map, all of the lines around the flat, let's pretend that these is the lines of the flat earth, the 24 grid line, or 24 sector grid. At the end of the day, all of those lines, if you pay attention, guess what? The circles around it, they curve. At the end of the day, that's what I'm saying about the curvature aspect. We don't, if you don't have to take if you wouldn't have to take into account for curvature on a globe Earth. Hold on. If you have to take account for curvature on the globe Earth, if you're going to measure, which is an argument that flat earthers use, they tell you, you have to be able to calculate the curvature. If you're on a globe Earth, it have to be able to be calculated. Okay, they use that. Well, the same thing applies on the flat Earth as far as the turning aspect of the Earth, with the whole circular aspect, the lines that's going around, the motion of the sun. Because we look at the Masonic checkerboard, for instance, which is the grid, which would, as they explain, be the flat Earth, correct? Well, that grid the lines would have to have curvature to them from east to west. The lines would have to basically curve like a smiley face. If we're talking about looking at the Earth as a whole for what it is, you can't give me the answer that, the Earth is so big. Once you zoom in, you can't calculate the curvature on the squares, because this is all supposed to be built on the square. You can't give me that, because that's the same argument that we give globe earthers when they say the curvature is so huge we can't calculate it. That's why I tell people, whenever you can't, the same thing applies when I be saying what I say about walking around the block of the flat Earth. When we say that's what flat earthers say. When you go around The flat earth, whenever you walk around the flat, it's just like walking around a block. It's just on a micro or macro scale, a super big scale. Well, whenever you walk around the block, you literally have to force your body. You have to turn your body. You have to turn yourself around the block. And we're explaining circumnavigation, which is what it's supposed to be explaining. This right here is, without circumnavigation being done, this is showing the essence of circumnavigation. And that's just a fact. I'm being real on that. Now can't nobody argue on that. These lines, every last one of them, this is not by no chance, man. The video I just showed yesterday, I wasn't about to sit through that whole thing. I stayed on here for 3 or 4 hours. I don't know what people might expect from me, but all of these lines, this ain't by no chance, man. And I'm pointing out something super important for all of the flat earthers to really think about. Maybe we've been duped. I ain't saying that we have. I ain't saying that we ain't. I'm saying it's something to think about, and I'm catching on to something. I know I ain't dumb. Because the reason why I feel like that is, like, look at the Nazca lines and what they drew. The Nazca lines, like I just went over, were about flight. The Nazca lines were created by Black people. There are mummies in a desert. Just like it's mummy, there was supposed to be mummies in Egypt, it's mummies in the Nazca desert. Pictures of them and everything. Dreaded hair, man. Dreaded hair. Dreaded Black people. The hair is black. Negro hair. So it was Negroes in the Nazca desert. This is a fact. Making these lines. These people had to have known about the flight. They were either flying or they had contact with something and were communicating with something that could fly and was helping them create what was being, i.e. the knowledge of flight. And like they just said, something about Anunnaki people coming down and teaching them something. Something just sounds like something is foreign and from here. Foreign and not from here. When it comes to this flying aspect, and we think about the aspect of crossing waters and all of this different stuff, it's either the white people came to this, what we call this area of the earth, or Black people. Well, I don't know what's going on with that, but what I'm pointing out specifically as far as this plot twist aspect, like I pointed out, everybody wants to be first at what they do. Everybody wants to be the smartest. And not only is this about that, it's about power. It's about creating history. I just heard Drez talk and said, a couple of videos on his end. He said, these guys, they was trying to put themselves in history, trying to force their way. The Masons, which is what they, and this is the video where he was talking, the Caduceus video about the two serpents. That symbol, he was saying that the symbol, is made up and it means nothing. That's what he said and brought up. These people, man, at the end of the day, it's extremely important for us to think about the fact that for people who want to be first, this knowledge could have been, because it's knowledge of power. I brought up in the past about how flight is power as well. At the end of the day, these people, and I don't because like I say, I'm not trying to conclude on anything, but that's the whole point of this video, is to show the thought process. What if we, like I just said, what was the title of my previous video? What if the earth is not, a globe? A flat. What if the earth is not flat? Based on what we see right here, this ain't just one line that loop back around. This ain't just two lines that loop back around. This ain't three. Dude, Because what I'm pointing out, what I want y'all to, the lines do not curve, dude. They're straight lines. That's what y'all got to realize. These lines ain't curving, man. And that's why I said at the end of the video, if you drew one line, this is proving some form of circumnavigation, because these lines is looping around this earth. So what I'm pointing out is for the niggas, if we not from, or whatever happened, man, I don't know, but for us to have had the knowledge and gnosis to create these lines, we had possible flight technologies. Everything that we do, this even gets said in Ryan Toombs' song. He get. See, I remember niggas. I remember niggas' names and shit. And Ryan Toombs apparently actually from Arkansas. He from my area, cause he say Little Rock within that song. So he 9 times out of 10 where I'm from. But that cat even brought up in his song himself. He even said himself, and many other people done said it. Everything that we create, they take. And you want to know why they take it? Because we don't fucking stand together, bruh. We don't. We don't. That's why we don't got nothing. That's why everything get taken from us. And when we question, okay, if we were so powerful and we was this and we was that, how did the white people take our power? Look at what we do. Look at everything as a repetition. Look at how we are. Our answers is in our genes and how we act with each other now. That's a fact. I ain't pointing out nothing but facts. Can't no art. Like I told anybody that got common sense, that's a flat earther. If you even laid this out on a flat earth map, but by the default of the plane being infinite, if you took the one Nazca line that goes away from away from Angkor Wat, right? Because all of the lines are leading back to Angkor Wat right here is what they're showing. If you drew the line away, the one that goes away from Angkor Wat, guess what it would do on an infinite plane? On an infinite plane, that line would be infinitely away from Angkor Wat, and guess what? It would infinitely not ever touch Angkor Wat. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. This line goes back to Angkor Wat, and that ain't just by no chance. And then the flat earther can't, because flat earthers, especially the right one, would try to debate and try to just, when you pointing out bare facts that they can't argue. I mean, how can you argue against this? Because this ain't made up, bro. What I'm saying is they'll try to make up something. I can hear one now, especially a specific one. But the lines, if you laid it out on, because that's what I'm getting at about the flat earthers, bro. Y'all don't even know about the Nazca lines, and the Nazca lines is what 9 times, this is what's proven the flat earth or globe earth argument. And y'all looking right over it. Well, guess who hopped on it first? Me. See, it's funny how God work out while y'all sitting up arguing about stuff that really the answer is right in front of our face, to be honest. This will destroy a debate. And that's real talk. It ain't no arguing behind that. That's just a fact, man. And I've been a flat earther like a mug. I'm not saying what, because I can't, the reason why I keep on saying I can't say what is and what ain't is because I can't zoom out of this earth, bro, and see what the earth actually look like. But I do know for a fact that the math that they've been even given, which the Fibonacci sequence, when you look into the Fibonacci sequence, which niggas will talk about that, the Fibonacci spiral, all of that stuff links back in with the ratios of the earth. All of the the golden ratio and stuff like that, that's all dealing with the ratio of the moon. It's said to be the, which is all of the stuff that they give us, right? Well, guess what they say that our ancient ancestors is black people, because obviously when we look into black people, guess what? We ain't nothing in history. What do we have? Which is what I be pointing out. Where is we at in history, man? You think that we created these lines right here and that everything that we see that we looking at like white people gave us, you think they really gave us? Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's just what they want us to think. That makes sense. Maybe they ain't give us nothing. They took from us And it been so damn long, you've been in the hole in the mind. You've been defeated. You don't even know and realize what you got took from it. So you looking at it like it's something that's fake that they giving you. You don't even realize that your ancestors is the ones who discovered what you calling fake, potentially. You know what I'm saying? And that includes whatever this earth is. That's what I'm saying. They had to put themselves in history. Who is the people who staged or whatever the case with the moon missions? Freemasons. Who is the people who was the NASA connected to NASA? Freemasons. Okay. Who did I just tie in the Teutonic cross with and the Nazca lines? Freemasons. They everywhere. Everywhere that the truth is, it seems, and that's a fact. Can't no nigga argue with that, dude. Yeah, man. What I'm pointing out, dude. Who is them main people in them astronaut outfits? Freemasons. That's white. You ain't gonna see no black astronauts like that. You got some, which they got to put in there because they got this country as it is to not press racism as it used to like that. But predominantly white people, man. Well, guess what? Guess what you see, and I'm gonna go back to it. Guess what you see when you go to NASCAR? This is my point. This is proving my point because I'm not just talking, bro. I know I'm not just talking, bro. I know I'm not tripping, and I'm thinking about what my ancestors did. I'm picking up on their message. I did. Look, man. Look at what I've created already. Think about what I've created already in the 45. How many of those NASCAR stars were at 45 degrees? I pointed out. Not one of them wasn't at 45 degrees. And then I did the overlay on one, and guess what? It's on point, man. And nobody has ever done that. This is an original creation. It's obviously something coming to me. Now, what I'm about to point out is, watch this. One of the NASCAR, like I pointed out the spider yesterday, guess what they have in NASCAR? It's already there. I was waiting on it. The NASCAR astronaut. This is the astronaut, and they always bring this up. Why would they put that there? Who would they make that for? Come on now. These is black people who made this. So they had knowledge of the which is what we hear. We had knowledge of the earth. Dude, come on now, man. These people stole everything from us, and then they throwing it back, and you sitting up here dogging what the fuck really might be the truth. Because like I say, we can't find what? We can't find. It would make sense we wouldn't find, and they would put, like I was saying about the graven images. What we trace our history through the graven images. That's how we really being able to see our real history and know and figure out the truth. It's through the graven images. If anything, if it wasn't for these graven images right here, we'd be screwed technically as far as finding out some type of truth that I'm finding out. This is a fact. Well, we point them lines loop all the, because see, the thing is, what a flat earther point out, the right one to argue against them lines, like I was just showing, that point out, they'll say that, well, the lines that go away from Angkor Wat, it actually, if it was on the infinite plane, guess what it might be pointed to? Another continent, drop a bomb. Like that's really what's going on. No, dude, no. See, we're not gonna play them games, man. That's another continent on the flat plane. Like, dude, come on now, man. Stuff that you can't even prove. You know what I'm saying? What if type of information. I'm not saying, I'm just giving a good insight on the thought process that most of these people have displayed that have been around me that won't even debate me, man. And I see why. Because I really think outside of the box. This is an astronaut right here that they always point out. And for whatever reason, man, we talking about flight, being able to see down on the ground. Bro, it's what if black people figured out it was a globe first? And we don't see nothing. Man, look here. Man, what if black people figured out that it was a globe first and the mission was to Part of the mission was to take that knowledge and stamp it as whites. Did it. White people discovered everything. White person was Pythagoras, who discovered what he discovered, but black people built the pyramids. All of this different stuff. Yeah, I mean, it just don't. When you talk about not questioning, when you talk about questioning everything, when you talk about not making sense, homie, I'm hidden. And I come from I know niggas who been super heavy on all of the guys. They didn't went into all of that super heavy comedicism. They been down the road with the knowledge. They done did hella reading and stuff like that. You know, do all of this different research and stuff. Probably wonder, how the hell is this little nigga doing that? You know, how is he like, how is he doing that? You know, through simple stuff, debunking, like, bro, through simplistic stuff, man. Simplistic stuff, man. There's your astronaut. Freaking crazy, man. Freaking crazy. Like a little ET. These ancestors knew what they was doing. I was one of them. I'm back here again to let people know the truth. I was here before. I was here before. That's real talk. I'm finna go back to the video now. That's real talk. I've been here before, man. And when I've been drawing out my stuff lately, I've been like, man, you know how you get deja vu feelings sometimes? I've been drawing out my stuff, man. I've been like, bro, I don't know where I done seen it at. I feel like I done seen it before from somewhere. Something like it at that. Not seeing exactly that. But I keep on getting this nostalgic type of feeling like, man, I done seen something like, not the Mandelbrot set, but something like that. And I can't remember, because I feel it looked like a race car track, so much like it. To be honest. What's going on with this thing? There we go. So yeah, you know, that's looping all the way back around to at the and see the thing about it, like I said, what the crazy flat earther, they said that about the infinite plane thing. What debunks that is that I know that this ain't by chance, because like I pointed out, if anybody wants to look into my previous video, because I do have to keep this stream in the further, I gotta save time. So this video gonna have to be about an hour long, all of my videos that I do up until the 7th, because that's when they renew. But this for that crazy flat earther that will use that little argument that it's just somewhere on the flat plane, you know. I mean, somewhere it's pointed to some other continent. This is what they have to realize, homie. That's debunked by the fact of what I just pointed out in the previous video between the ties. That's why they're getting the Nazca confused with the Hindus. They think that, they thinking that that's Hindu. No. And that's why I played the video that I played before at the beginning. Niggas, the same people have talked about portals and stuff like that. Okay? The original people of the earth would know about the original technologies of the earth and its origins, before who or whatever came and destroyed that. If the earth got destroyed in some type of cataclysm, then whatever that was, of course, the technology would be destroyed with it. Okay? If we think about a higher civilization living in the past, whatever cataclysm could have happened, of course, would destroy those technologies. But for that flat earther, they have to realize it's pointing to Angkor Wat. And I just showed in that previous video the links between Hindu, and they getting this confused with India for a reason as far as that mandala. That mandala is not. The mandala, I'm calling it mandala because they call it mandala, but the Nazca Estrella, which is what I call, because that's more of a Spanish, and even Spain, of course, is from it. They got stuff just so screwed up because Nazca ain't even speaking their origin language, which is when we looking for the black people up here on this land, on North America, when we questioning what our origin language is from Americas, it's somewhere from down there and up here into Mexico. All of this stuff is us, bro. And we just happen to be up here, and we way up here in North America. We way up here. We up farther than we think we is, man. And that's something else, man. Just seeing this. What I'm pointing out is that what it's pointing to as far as Angkor Wat, think about Angkor Wat and what it looks like. It looks just like the Chicana and the mandala. I'll show that, quickly before I go. But I'm gonna let this go ahead and continue showing what it's showing, and then go ahead and show that, and then let y'all go. You see that, man? That's crazy, bro. And he zoomed in on them. I just went in, like, if y'all want to really see the details of the lines, bro, and you can see how when you zoom in on the lines, they not all starting from the same, and that's even more showing that that's not by chance, bro. That's constructed purposefully like that, and it's going through specific sites for a reason, in conjunction to loop back around to that one area. The lines ain't curved, bro. So and the fact that those lines ain't curved, bro. And this actually deep. This is not good. Flat earthers. It ain't good, bro. It ain't good. Now I kind of think I get why niggas been running from me. I'm just being real, man. I think I get why niggas, because niggas know I'm gonna voice the truth on it. Even if it got to deal with myself, because I've been a flat earther saying this and that about flat, because this is what I witnessed. But I also, if anybody real know, if they didn't see me on the panel, they didn't heard me speak out and question stuff about flat earth all the time. I'll be the devil's advocate and question certain stuff. It's so many. Anybody with common sense, when they tell you that it passes, that the sun disappears due to perspective. Well, when we look at a boat go over the horizon, it passes over, or it's going away due to what we say. It's perspective, right? If that thing goes, this is a flat earth quote, a flat earther quote. Any flat earther will repeat the same thing. The boat actually isn't going over the horizon. It's vanishing due to perspective. The human eye can only see so much. And if you actually took a camera or took some binoculars, you can zoom right back in on the boat like it never went over the horizon, right? Okay. Well, guess what? With the sun, you can't do that, which is supposed to do what? Because it's explaining the same thing. It's supposed to be the same thing going on, perspective. Well, try that with the sun. You're not going to zoom back in on the sun that's already set. With any camera, you can't do it. You cannot zoom in on the camera. And even with the Mayan cosmology, if you really want to go down that route, as far as talking about flat earth and globe earth, I'm going to give you the real about Mayan cosmology, because it's something I had realized. I got to find the right one, though. Because even Mayan cosmology, when you look at, because like I'm saying, as far as the after what I showed with the Mayans about the whole globe, they were saying, and I brought this up on the panel with a nigga, I even said that what's going on here? What am I hearing? What the fuck going on here? Oh, okay, that's the I'm tripping. That's that video. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. All right. Now, what I had brought up, golly, dang it. What was I saying, man? I brought this up on the panel. Yeah, I brought this up on the panel with I didn't mean to say a nigga like that, man. I don't mean to be saying that like that. I be trying to refrain from saying nigga like that. And cussing in general, it's a lot better without it, honestly. But anyway, I had brought this up on the panel one time. I brought up the fact that the ancients, when you look correctly at the ancient depiction of Mayan cosmology, they were saying that the sun was going under the earth. Okay, that's what they were saying. That's a fact. Now, it's this one, but it was this right here, and it had the sun and there because it had the times of the day. I'm trying to find that specific one. Golly. because it said over here, there it is, I think that's it. It said that the sun, yeah, this is it. Steps of the sun, this is the same thing. So it's given the times of the day, noon up here and all of that type of stuff. But they were saying that the sun goes under the ground and then pops up on the other side of the earth. Now people look at this and they'll say that the earth was flat, and they were saying that it was flat based on what they see drawn right here. This looks like my work, sort of right there with that. I know of the dude who creates that too. His name is Corey too. I'm trying to see if they got the one Mayan cosmology route. I'm gonna just type sun. I figured that was gonna come up. I think this is it right here. Something like it. See, yeah. This right here is given 5 or whatever this process. See, it's showing the process of the moon and the sun, man. It's showing that it's going under the ground. The evidence of what they was on, people just have to look into it. And a flat earther can't, especially an open-minded one. Okay, think about how you felt when you first came to flat earth. It wasn't hard to comprehend. It wasn't hard to latch on to, was it? It wasn't easy to just say, man, the earth is flat. What is you? It was more like, man, you got to be kidding me. You flat earth, the earth ain't flat. A lot of people was like that who is flat earthers to this day. It's like they was like that. Think about how you felt when you learned something new. Now think about how you feeling when you learning something new about the Nazca lines, which you don't know nothing about. You ain't did no extensive studies on, but I have. I literally have. My work encompasses it. And that's a fact. That's not a bragging right. I worked hard for what I've done. Now niggas will say on one end, build your channel, do this and do that, just because they want something to hang above your head instead of submitting to the fact, more than anything, that you're a talented ass individual. Not only talented, but you got to be extremely smart to figure out what I figured out organically with no help. Besides the ancestors and God, number one, I ain't gonna say no help because it ain't just been me. That's the funny thing about it. I always remember that it ain't just been me who didn't do what I did. God, number one. That's a fact. And I don't care what none of you niggas got to say about that. I'm gonna say what I got to say on that. I don't care what none of you niggas think about it, speculate about it. I don't care about y'all telling me that God is me and all of this different type of stuff. I can't stop my heart from beating if I wanted to. I couldn't do nothing by mere. I couldn't make something move by mere thought, besides what I imagine in my mind, I can't move them celestials up there in the sky. I didn't create all of the plants and all of the animals, every species. I don't even know. I come across new species every day. How I'm going to say I created this, everything that I come across. When I'm coming across something new I never knew of. We obviously not the 100% power here. We got power, but we not the all being power. A lot of people need to comprehend that, and they too big-headed to submit to anything else. They can believe anything else. They can believe in us being able to have telepathy. They can believe in us being able to do all of this different type of stuff when it comes to us. I always question why you got here, man, and why you here. Anyway, man, that last thing I was gonna pull up, that's what I forgot. That's right. This is a yantra, the Indian yantra. All right. This is also cosmology that other brothers have pulled up in the past. They use it to explain cosmology. So you can see what that looks like. Now here's the Nazca line. And you can see this. Other people have already tied this in together. Some people have done overlays and everything. So this is just proving and showing what I'm saying as far as other people who have done their studies. And we're talking about top scholars. We're talking about archaeologists, all of these different people who have done work and thought behind this. They're linking this in with India already based on what they see. The similarities right there with that. And that's the actual geoglyph. That's what you see right there on the ground. That's a real picture. This is just zoomed out in a CGI made one. What I'm saying and what I'm showing and proving is that this is not Indian. This is not Indian. But what's crazy about it is that it loops and those lines are pointing to India. And not only in Nazca, like I said, there in Peru, there's a portal. I already did a video on the portals when I was on the Mario thing, when I was doing all of that, talking about Petra and Jordan. Them portals link, and the link is to Peru and all of that. Indian, okay. So now this is what this truly is. When you look at this, this is what this truly is right here. That's what you're really looking at, okay? Boom. It's that simple. Anybody can see that. That's when you see that right there, that sun star, and that's what's crazy about it. That's how you know it's truth behind this symbol. Because I already showed what that is and what this ties into. The magic squares, all of the 3 different magic squares deal with this. My work when it's overlaid is it literally is what it's depicting. Man, this shit's crazy, man. I mean, I get tongue tied. So if you can see this is less of a similarity. If you look at this right here, the Chicana that I'm talking about this is your first right angle right here. Your next right angle is right here. Your next right angle is right here. This right angle is right here. This right angle is right here. This right angle is right here. And the same symmetrical as above, so below. And you got your square right here being made right here with this. This is basically those 3 steps. This is the Chicana right here. And you got the circle as you realize that there is circles in the inside and only inside of this. Well, besides that one that's going through it right there, the one that goes through the 7 and the 2, which is the square. That's the full square. But upon going back, one more time, you can see the Chicana right there. Plain as day. 45 degrees. So the 45-degree essence, this is all tetra. And guess what? I'm the person proving that this goes back to the tetragrammaton. So to your teachers out there who say that the tetragrammaton is this and that, and they're falsely displaying it. If you're saying that the tetragrammaton is this and that, you also have to go against my work and you have to debunk my work. And that's a fact. So if you're going to come from for the tetragrammaton, you also have to go for my work, homie. That's just a fact. "45 degrees. See, they got so many different ways that they break it down and people use it for. I love this one right here. This is my main one that I love about it because it more resonates with me and my personality in my day-to-day life. Present/truth, productivity, responsibility, expression, passion, happiness, awareness, protection, acknowledgement, connections, trust, and love. This is all stuff that if you pay attention to my personality, I'm very strong on and I speak strongly of. Very productive, man. Extremely productive. I just don't get on here drawing on the camera and stuff because I don't feel like I don't owe anybody anything, man. If anything, the world owes me, man. I'm doing something for the world, and it's up to people, to give to me back. I'm giving already what I'm giving. something that nobody else ever has given. So that's proof of me giving something. You know, nobody can't say you ain't never gave nothing when what you given in the first place, nobody's ever gave. So it ain't like people already got this. I'm answering questions that the world has never been able to answer, whether people like those answers or not. You know, whether they like the process that those answers go through or not. This is called the linea de sabiduria, and this is from this is the Chicana, 45 degrees, the linea energetica. I wish you could see that, and I have to click on it and copy and paste because that's, I mean, I pulled that up in the past. I ain't really got to do that, you know. But yeah, you could, I actually just saw one stone carving that looks like a portal. And actually, they say that's what one person had when I looked into the Nazca lines. One person said it was a portal. So this is just crazy, man. That's when you're looking at the Nazca line, one person, like, yeah. I saw one person, somebody literally had, and I had asked him, I said, you got to educate me on that. I said, that's an interesting thought. What makes you say that? I'm not the type of person just to just debunk, I mean, just try to knock something down that I ain't never heard or don't know nothing about, you know. Whoa, that's dope. Whoa, that's dope. That is it. That's dope. I want that, man. And my birthday coming up on the 12th too. Hey, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I'm gonna have to favorite that. I cannot forget that one. I like that. That's dope. That looks just like part of my work. Ancestral, man. Ancestral. And the funniest thing about it, like the brother had said, the dude Dreads, when he said about 14 after a certain time, it started getting fuzzy. Guess what culture was on this land that got, guess what empire was ruling here predominantly when they came over here? The Inca. The Inca Empire. The Inca Empire is where this is at. We talking about over here in South America, which is where they said most of that stuff happened. Even if the, you know, boats and everything with the slave trades, if it wasn't one, I'd give niggas that. If it wasn't one, it wasn't one. But one thing that's a fact that people can't get over is all of the trading and craziness that happened in South America. You know, back and forth. That's how Haitians and all of this type of stuff. You know, just man, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. So Portal. Now, like I said, Portal. Whoa. Okay. I just dang it. Something just hit me. So what I'm picking up on is when I look at Petra, because Petra has the what is the underworld down here. It has this half. Petra has this half for whatever reason. What I'm picking up on is that is there like a code that they was leaving behind about different stations of the earth, different areas of the earth? Because when you look into the ley lines of the earth, the ley lines of the earth actually are said to be synonymous with chakras, chakra centers. I'm trying to find my back button, but I can't find it. Uh, okay. I ain't saying that this is it, but this is what they give us. I got my own interpretations as for what continents would be what chakras or whatever. But yeah, they got these different areas that are chakras and everything. Say this is sexual and down here, which makes sense. This is where the serpent is from. The first chakra, sacral base of. Think about how we is here in the United States, because we raw than a mug. Everything is root based here. That's just being honest. Everything here is about the root. Throat, Great Pyramid, amount of So this, I can comprehend where they coming from. I had said last time, since the root, I had said since down here is at the bottom, I said this would be more like the root to me, because anacondas is native to only down, from down here, the biggest snakes on earth. Uh, and I just had to think about that. That's not necessarily the root chakra, and the sister actually pointed that out previous time that I was live, that the root chakra is not the sexual chakra or whatever. So you know what I mean, and I get that. I definitely get that. It's down in that area. But I put them. I kind of put them in the same conjunction, kind of. The sacral chakra and the root. But anyway, man. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show as far as that right there. How many of them is it? Because that's a white one right there. No, okay, that's not. I'm tripping. Race chakra ley lines. Why does my? I don't know why they keep on disappearing. I don't even know if y'all could see. Yeah, y'all could, I think. But what was I getting? I was getting ready to go into something briefly. Yeah, when Dredd said what he said about stuff starts getting blurred out. That's yeah. Well, yeah, I already talked about that. Yeah, stuff started getting blurred out around the 1400s. That's over here with the Inca. That was the last people, and they was the people native to this exact uh, sector of people that I'm talking about. So that's highly, that's important, man. Everything in this video is important, man. I don't care who it may be. Every flat earther that is a flat earther that got a logical mindset that can. I'm gonna go to the AE map right now. AE map. I'm gonna go to it right now. Now, Nazca is right here. Okay, Nazca is right here, folks. Right here in this area, in this desert land over here. Africa is right here. They both of the lands look just alike. You can see the United States is right here. This is Mexico right here. This is where it's at. Now let's look at where, because I don't know exactly where it's at. I just know it's over here. I'm gonna estimate over here, and it's okay. It's in between. Of course, I know it ain't over here, and I know that India is over here, so it got to be somewhere over here. And I know that China is over here, considered in this area. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's about right here. So from over here to about right here is what I'm gonna say. But let me look on the actual map just to not guesstimate where what I'm on. Oh, so it is in that area. Okay, on world map. Yeah, world map, because I need to see exactly where it's at. Pointed out. So golly, it is over there at the bottom. Way over there in Cambodia. So at the bottom of Asia, so approximately right down from the center of Asia. Center of Asia, if that's halfway right there, center of Asia is approximately a quarter through the continent as far as halfway. So right there and straight down from it is where Angkor Wat would be. So on the flat earth map. If I could draw on the screen, I would. So the line from Nazca right here, from Nazca right here. Now we're gonna look at directions of directions. Now we're going to look at directions literally for what they are. The line going north, we're going to look for a line that's going south from Nazca, okay? A line going south from Nazca. Period. Point blank. All right. All right. If people get which would be the line going where? To the outer continents. Let's zoom out to what we claim, what other so-called the most advanced people. I ain't making fun of nobody, man. It's just, the niggas look over me, like I don't mean nothing. And I'm obviously I'm gonna say it, man. I'm the biggest contributor to this community at this point because it's been stagnant, bro. I'm always, if you notice, if you pay attention, I brought people onto the gnosis of the numbers. It ain't just no phase. Y'all caught on to it. People, it got ramped up, it got flamed up, and everybody started talking about numerology when they was not heavy on it like that. That's a fact. I'm glad everybody witnessed the truth. I'm here to help people. I'm not trying to act like I'm a god or put myself above nobody. I don't see myself like that. I see myself on the level, period. And that ain't ever changing. And at the end of the day, golly dang it, I gotta quit doing that, man. I got to quit doing that. Dang it. What was I just how do I go back to what I was at? Okay, yeah. That let me know where I was supposed to go. That's what I was trying to do. Yeah, flat earth ring map. All right. For it yeah, this right here. So what the brother was saying, I'll even zoom into it, what a brother would say, who's supposed to be the most wise flat earther. These is the Nazca lines. Now, that's why I say you're going to have to debunk the Nazca lines, and you really going to look really silly coming into the Nazca lines trying to debunk something. It's really going to show one's integrity and what they, how really about the truth is they. If you're going to just jump into something that you ain't even studied, that you don't know about, that your feet ain't in the water on, and you just going to debunk something that these ancestors took time about. Think about how people started learning when they didn't know nothing about. Y'all know more about Egyptian history. Y'all talk about Kemet. That's why I say, why y'all don't know about the Nazca lines, man? That's over here on your own continent. This is our area, dude. This is this side of the water that we on. We in the west. We on the western hemisphere. We might be up here in North America, but realize what's going on, man. Realize what's going on. Most of the life on Earth, like got pointed out by theory hypothesis, was around the equator, or even most species are around the equator, man. Not up here in this North Pole area where niggas, telling you everybody came from. I'm not saying that they did. If that's the case, so be it. But what we witnessing in real life right now, fact based. Okay, so what I'm saying, the so-called smart, advanced flat earther who is nobody ain't in competition with him. I see niggas say stuff like this in their comment section. Nobody ain't in competition with this person. Nobody ain't when ain't nobody competing. But if people want to go that route, just think, man. Think about it. You think about it. You got this right here, which would be Nazca down here in this area, in the center, because it's right in the center area down here on the coast of the desert of South America. And like I said, a quarter of the way through, because halfway is through China right here, a quarter of the way is about right here. And I said it was straight down from it, which is where Cambodia was at. So it should be over here in this area. We know we can't pinpoint it exactly, but this is exactly where it should be. It's right here in this area. Coming from over here to Nazca. So right here, we're going like this to this. From here, right here, to here, right here. Okay. If you pay attention to that, what is that doing? Pay attention to it. From here in the center to here in the center, or down here. Had to tilt my head a little bit over here, like that. The center of this is approximately, and this is right about here. This would be about the center of the circle, about right here, which would have to be what, the North Pole, right? Okay. North Pole to here. North Pole. This is the work that flat earthers ain't did yet. And the only people that I'm going to give my respect and shout outs to that have did something close like it is FPV Angel now. That's a fact. They did some work that got to deal with this because their whole work is dealing with the Nazca lines too. I just don't know whether they'll have the heart and mind to comprehend, because it ain't just about the heart, man. It's about, shit, this truth based, man. It's fact based, I don't even see how they got around that. So you got this right here. So that's not making a straight line, which is what I was going to assume at first. It's making a line that's bent. Okay. So that's not making a straight line from right here in Nazca over here to what would be Angkor Wat. All right. The point that I'm making is there's a line that goes south. If there's any lines that go south from over here, the reason why I pulled up this map is because their brother, or whoever, sister, whatever, that try to be smart and try to argue that it's a line pointing potentially, and you got to think outside of the box and drop a bomb after that, and try to say that it's a line pointing to another continent, one of these out here. It wouldn't be able to loop back around from south or whichever way is pointing away, which is away from Angkor Wat over here. It wouldn't point down and away. And guess what? Loop right back to the same exact point without curving. The line is straight, bro. We talking about circumnavigation, which is supposed to be being able to circumnavigate or navigate in one complete circle. Guess what? You can't circumnavigate without on a boat, on land. You cannot the only way that one thing I'm gonna point out about circumnavigation, people have to realize this is showing the mathematics behind the circumnavigation. But what people have to realize about circumnavigation is that, and I think that people don't realize this, that if on the globe, or just period with circumnavigation, you would not be able to circumnavigate 100% without ever making a line at all while on the ground. It don't matter if you own a boat. The best way to accurately circumnavigate would be, guess what? Untainted, up in the air, flying. Do you get where I'm going now? Flying, So that would go into why they was mapping out the earth, building these different continent monuments to be synced up with one another. It all makes, man, this shit makes so much sense, and it just take you to really be open-minded to hear what I'm saying, dude. It makes so much sense. Like I say, there's something so freaking powerful that I pointed out, and for people to think about. What if we discovered what it is they make it? We've said so much in the past. They took everything that we knew. They took all of the knowledge, everything that we figured out and stuff, and they made us hate it, right? We've said that in the past, right? Okay. All I'm saying, homie, what put the globe earth behind it? Because I'm telling you right now, it's some arguments that flat earthers have made against the globe earth. And to be honest, they sound stupid. To be real, like, you can't comprehend a certain aspect of the globe. It just let me know what niggas' grades was probably like in school. Look, it's a lot of stuff that don't make sense as far as the flat earth. Like I said, I pointed out one thing in particular earlier. That's just one thing. Another thing I can point out right off of the bat with the sun as well is, what do we say? We say that this is like going around the track, right? And it passes out due to perspective, where we don't see it anymore. It doesn't light our atmosphere anymore due to perspective, but it's going around the track basically, right? Well, what I want people to realize is the sun moves away. It moves, it's supposed to move anything on the track as it get farther away from you. Basically, what I'm gonna say is this: when a person is running past you, when a person is running past you, and think about the way that we divide our time in a day. That's very important with what I'm saying right here. When a person is running past you, if you're standing on one side of the track, the closer that they are to you, they pass in your vision field faster, right? They're going to pass from one on the left side to the right side, the closer a person is to you. But the farther that a person gets away from you, it's going to take a person, you can see them walk, if somebody stands, let's say, 3 blocks away from you, and you tell them, and they stand in 45 degrees to the left of you, and you tell them to walk all the way over until they reach 45 degrees to the right, a straight line. It's going to take them longer for them to, leave your vision. That's a fact. And the farther that they get away from you, it's going to take them longer for them to leave your vision. That's a fact. The closer they get to you, if you tell them to, okay, walk past me, the closer they are to you, they're going to leave your field of vision super quick. And what I'm getting at right here with this is the speed and progression of things passing through the vision, and not just the vision, but dealing with time the farther they are away. So if the sun is far away from us, just like it would be like that person would be on the track, okay, we got how many hours of the day where the sun is giving us daytime? Okay, we can calculate that out with daylight saving. I know it rises around on my end at 5 o'clock, and it sets after 5 o'clock. So that means it's more daylight during the day. It's more daylight during the day, is what I'm seeing in my region. It's more daylight in the daytime than it is nighttime for this part of the year. And what I'm getting at is anything that's running around the track, as it gets farther away from you, guess what happens? It moves slower. It's not moving slower, literally. It's not literally moving slower. It appears as if it's taking longer to pass your field of vision, is what I'm saying. Okay, so even though what I'm getting at is when the sun, if it's more hours, you got to track somebody like me, bro, because this is a mathematical mind, bro. This is a logical mathematical mind. If something common sense is obviously, you looking at the time of the day, it's taking longer to pass your field of vision in this metaphor right here. The sun and the hours that it is daytime is basically that close side that it is to you on this side of the track. That's the close side. The nighttime that I'm talking about, which is when you can't see the sun, is when it's on that other side of the track that I'm talking about. And it's taking so long it's supposed to at least take longer for it to pass your field of vision. That's common sense, is what I'm pointing out. The farther something away from you, then the longer it's going to take for it to pass a circle. So what I'm saying, how the heck is it more daytime like that? And the sun is supposed to take more time when it's away at nighttime. That's a fact. It's supposed to take more time the farther that it is away from you, and not necessarily slow down its speed. That's not what I'm saying. And I hope that people don't confuse me with that, but it's supposed to take more time, if anything, to come back around to your vision and everything. Now, I know that approximations with where the sun is at on the earth, that's something to take into accountability and everything too. That's very important to take into accountability as far as what altitude, and that's stuff that I can't calculate right now. Probably won't ever be able to calculate unless I think of a mathematical way that would be, which you can. Through geometry, you can do a lot of things. Like with the geometry of the earth, when you put when When a Freemason puts their feet at 45 degrees in the Master Mason stance, wherever you are standing on the earth is actually one of the ways that you could tell the time and stuff if you know what you're doing. Based on where the sun is at, I'm just saying. So that's just like I just be thinking of stuff on that end. But like I was saying, the grand point that I was making, and as you can see right there, I'm glad they pulled that up as well. That globe right there next to it, because this is wow. Okay, so that's going from there to Alaska now. From here down, the lines, if you pay attention in NASCAR, they were going what? The lines were spoked. They were going 360 degrees all the way around, right? The lines were freaking spoked. That's a fact. This is a fact. The line coming from down here, which is approximately around NASCAR, ironically, right by NASCAR down here where I needed it. The lines, there were lines factually going down to the south, which would be what's southern of South America. Common sense, flat earthers, globe earthers, anybody knows it. It's freaking Antarctica, man. What they tell us. Okay, Antarctica. What reason is there that this right here loops back, bro? When you put this down here, when you put the spokes down, bro, it loops back. The lines from Nazca loop right back around to where? The same spot, which is where? Angkor Wat. What does Angkor Wat look like? That's what it looks like. Area view. 4 and 5. If you look at those. 4 and 1, I mean. 4 and 5, yeah, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. 4 plus 1 equals 5. The zoom spots. If you think about, like I pointed, like, think about the, okay. Now think about the mandala, not the mandala, but they got me saying that the Chicana that I had showed, or my work that I'm showing, where you can zoom in on the corners infinitely. You can zoom in. That's what a pine cone does, right? A pine cone is the Fibonacci sequence, right? Which is a zooming, a spiral, which is what my stuff does. It spirals. That's what you see going on and being right here. This is on the other side of the earth. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, dude. This is freaking crazy. Angkor Wat. And I needed an area view from straight on top. There we go. I wanted it zoomed in more, but I guess I'm not gonna get that. So you can see right here, you can see vaguely see a Chicana. Well, you can see the 4 and 1. That's right. I mean, if I lay my work on top of that, I'll probably find out something by doing that, honestly. I mean, with the Nazca, and then them kind of look like Nazca lines type of stuff right there, but I doubt that, but might be just regular landscaping. But if I sat this on top of it, I might find out something in relation to my work, because this is coming out at 40. That's not 45 degrees no more. When this one goes to right here, that's not 45 degrees. Or from here to here. No, that ain't 45 degrees. Actually, this one is, bro. Yeah, it is. It is at, have to use it, but yeah, this is at 45 degrees right here. This right here, boom. This is extended. This is not at 45 degrees. I know that for a fact, because this is going, this probably is a 5 rectangle right here, that's what it looks like. A 5 rectangle a little bit longer. It's about out to right there. About right there. And no, so that ain't it. But yeah, definitely if you think about the zooming, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're zooming into fours. Okay, so Anchor Watt, the same people who talked about Anchor Watt like it was positive back in the day, got to realize, okay, so everything the tetragrammaton, right? Well, I'm not gonna say that the brother's lying. Everything is the tetragrammaton. You want to know why? Because I'm proving it and showing it that the tetragrammaton is the truth, bro. And obviously, around the world, they was on some type of unified knowledge and gnosis of that, and they just depicted it in their own way. So now we're gonna go back to the what you call it to end this thing out. We're gonna go back to the video to end this thing out. Because that's what I'm saying. This debunks flat earth on it. This and I hate the I never thought that I never thought that I never thought that I would hear that, man. That's crazy, dude. Like this is the full this is the full video. And see that the lines don't only go to Anchor. See the way that they did the lines is crazy because it's almost like they're showing some type of battery effect with the earth. It's weird. They literally was mapping out some type of energy that we just now picking up on. And them lines was specifically going through places like Easter Island. And I think this is Easter Island right here that they showing. This video got pulled up on accident. So them the original lines, you can see that this is a 27-minute long video I sat through yesterday, partially. And you seeing where they generating the lines from. They literally, dude, I mean, they did it perfectly. Excellent work. They ain't play no games with it. That's one thing I know. Yeah, that's the Easter Island one. This is not the previous video that you just saw either. That's crazy, dude. That's going straight. That's crazy. Now my stuff ain't been slowing down at all, and here we go. It's slowing down. I know what's going on. Hey, the truth is the truth. You can't stop that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I know it might piss some people off and shit. Well, for whatever reason, we are not able to prosper with this video, and we're gonna have to go back to the previous. Because like I say, the whole point, and I can end this video since I'm at the end anyway. What did I just pull up? Was the flat earth map. If this line, if any line from the south wraps back around to Angkor Wat, debunk. Shit crazy, man. And the lines was spoke. So I know it is. I already know the answer. I'm just playing stupid at this point. I see lines going from the south already. Going to the south, I mean. Huge. Since it's playing now, I can go back to this video right here. This is the one. I'm just gonna let the full thing play from the beginning. Zone in and all. I always told niggas there should be some mathematical way to prove whether the earth is flat and just stop all of the debating and stuff. I realize people want to string on debates and arguments because it's something that brings views through to their channel. Without that, that's what their whole stuff stands on. It makes sense why niggas are running from me. I'm picking up on. I always it been I ain't gonna lie, it been in the back of my mind. It's just hard, shit. I guess that's where you should not have faith in no man. It ain't not like God, but I'm just saying, man, don't man. I've been time and time again. I've been, believing the niggas is the truth and what hey, and shit, I go by their heart. Now, I see southern pointed lines. This is now that's zoomed in, as you can see. You seeing where it starts from. This is the Nazca lines. Ain't nothing made up. Everything is laid down precisely. And we're gonna see it's Google Earth, man. I see lines going to the south, dude. It's not clear enough. That's how you know something messing with me. Started from the top. I can't believe this, man. I can't. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, but I feel like I see why I would be now the niggas get why I would be the messenger. It's so much nonsense been going on, and here I am, a one man. I'm a real one man army. I put in work, partner. Now, when you talk about flat Earth and all of that stuff, like I say, if anybody was gonna prove whether the Earth was flat or not, it was gonna be me. I said, well, if anybody was gonna prove whether the Earth is flat or not, it was gonna be me. I always have said that, and I said it was gonna be with my own work. Now, pay attention to the words. If anybody was gonna prove whether it's flat or not. So it ain't even just my work. The answer I'm really working. I'm showing you what really working for the ancestors and working with the ancestors mean. I ain't doing stuff just for y'all to string me on and just for the jolly good and looks and stuff like that, man. I work hard, bro. I'm very young, and for me to be and have this level of knowledge, any nigga older than me ought to look up to me for being like that, because you wasn't on my level when you was my age, partner. And that's a fact. Niggas ought to respect me more than anything, because I ain't nothing like you was. I ain't never seen no young nigga do it like me. That's a fact. You know how many big time, people out here it is on knowledge and stuff, dude. Little old me. I don't know why this thing freezing like that. That's how because it ain't did this the whole time. So look at those lines. This is the southern pointed lines. Now realize, like I just said on the or showed on the flat Earth. On a flat Earth, these lines right here would be going out, like I pointed out from south. It would be going where? Out to foreign lands. Going up this way, which North America is right there. So we going north. These lines up here are pointing north. These lines is pointing south. All of these lines is going back to where? Where is these lines pointing to? I wonder where. I wonder where. If I see anything coming from the other side, I know something. They going to one same spot, bro. Now somebody got some talking to do. Somebody got some explaining to do. I don't care. Yeah, this CGI and stuff like that, and they had, it's a computer. Ain't no drawing gonna be a 100% like nothing. All of this is put together and stuff. Now, why they do what they do, why they go to the extent to do this, why the government and Freemasons and why they do what they do as far as how they display the earth and everything, no real picture, all of it. I ain't got your answer for that. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I got the answer to that. But all I do got the answer to and facts to is what I'm showing you right here. And them NASCAR, this is not just by no chance, bro. Okay? This ain't just by no chance. These people discovered these lines and didn't discover it until flight. It was black people over here and white people came over here and invaded that land, bro. It was only black people originate from down there, dude. So I know what I'm talking about, bro. If anything, like yeah, PR Corps is out here on the fight for the right, proving facts. And at the end of the day, man, when they say that we was powerful as black people, you better doggone get to doing some soul searching, man, because we probably was. If anything, I'm showing some power. Maybe when they talk about the aliens, Anunnaki, ain't Anunnaki the aliens in that context? Hell yeah. Well, guess what? Anunnaki, people that sync with niggas, man, look here, man. When you talk about knowledge of flight, being able to fly, if we had that knowledge and we came from anywhere, well, guess what? That would make us. It would make us aliens. I ain't saying the aliens, green man is, bruh. That's all I got to show this show, man. That's it. That's all I got to show this show. That shit's wild. That shit's crazy. That shit's amazing. I'm not gonna lie. This stream is 100% bullshit. That's funny. Hey, high planes. That's funny. I'm laughing at that. I'm telling you now. I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing at that, sir. That's hilarious because guess what? You was just talking about the globe Earth up there. Hey man, I'm like I say, I'm showing 100% facts, bro. I ain't making this stuff up. I, I can't change them lines, and them lines ain't made up. You can't change nothing, and I can't change nothing. All that's being shown is the truth, so you can't tell me nothing is bullshit. You can't. I'm telling you now. Back to enlightenment. I'm just, man. I always been on it. I'm telling you, but it just take people to look into what I be saying. I don't be tripping just for no reason. And I'm just trying to get. When we talk about core truth, man, that's what I'm focusing on. The core truth is what I'm showing you. And any flat earther, they got some they got some studying to do is all I'm gonna say, because most flat earthers, like I say, don't even know about the Nazca lines. Especially if your top dog don't know about it, and everybody say that the people who say that he got no competition, the people who say that he knows everything, that that's why I tell them people they being short-minded, and that's why I be saying everything that I be saying, because it need to be heard. If it's supposed to be about everybody and everybody's supposed to be this general consciousness working as one, they cutting themselves short. And all I'm trying to do is give people the truth. I ain't trying to steal nobody's shine or nothing, bro. But niggas is scared of that. Why this nigga been running? I think Sanchez is super smart, bro. If anything, the nigga probably, caught on to it. Ain't no telling. But the nigga's smart, and I know ain't nobody, look, out of everybody that's been around, bro, who's done it? Who's been able to show something that's that concrete? Now, I'll join this panel and talk about it. I know he goes live all the time. I'm pretty sure he'll be live and he'll be talking his stuff some, like he do. And like I said, I tried to join last time and I couldn't talk last time because sometimes I got it going on. So I could very much try my hardest. Next time he's some spoken word in there. Why is this stuff playing like that at a reason? But yeah, the tetragrammaton, all of this stuff I've been talking about, I'm gonna talk with dude about it because I got nothing but facts for what I'm showing y'all. That's it. So shout out to everybody who has come through. That was where his dude at. I'm gonna highlight his comment because I want to know I seen him because that shit was funny. This This stream is 100% bullshit. That shit is so funny, bro. High Plains Drafter ain't playing. God dang, bro. This is not bullshit, bro. You better wake up. You better get the sleep out your eyes, bro. I'm telling you, it's the realest shit you gonna come across when it comes to flat Earth and globe Earth, a centered aspect that shows nothing but facts. Shout out to everybody came through though, bro. I disagree with the sun going under the earth and popping out on the other end. The sun is going away of our field of view. I get you, bro. 100. I get you and where you coming from. I was just showing what the ancients, showed in their stuff. I ain't saying that that's conclusive. I'm just showing what they showed. And that's something that flat earthers look over when they mention Mayan cosmology. They don't mention that they were saying actually that the sun go under the earth for whatever reason. And I was just showing the linkage with it. When Flat Earth Society came out, I was like, okay, something is not right. Yeah, man. I could feel. I mean, think about these people. Let the people on the news, do all of this different type of stuff. If it was so, and the flat earthers would say, they not. I mean, they don't want us to get the truth out there. They trying to censor us, but they let you on the news publicly to talk about it, even though. I mean, if they really wanted to shut it up, they would not let it out the bag at all. They wouldn't let the topic be on the news. I get that it maybe was the people that people expected to be up there to explain it. And quite honestly, I feel like the reason why a lot of flat earthers was doing that, when I'm looking at people personalities from down the road, they was really mad about certain people being up there on broadcast explaining the flat earth. They was hating on them people. It was hatred. They was hating because they really wished it was them. They felt like they wished that they was the person that should have had the spotlight to correctly explain it. Well, when it comes down to correctly explaining it, I want them to correctly explain this. Y'all have a great day, and I love all of y'all. Y'all stay safe, bro. Peace out.